Hi everyone and welcome to episode 23 of TeachTechPlay. I'm Eleni Kyritsis and I'm your host, and we've got a fantastic lineup of presenters tonight. Sorry for the previous little mismatch, not sure what happened, but we've reset it up and we're ready to go. So before we kick off, I'll just like to congratulate our past winners. So well done to our episode 22 winners. We had a tie. So well done to Dan Bowen presenting Microsoft 365 Planner and Rachel Smith presenting Paper 53. So I think it's the second time in the history of TeachTechPlay that we've had a draw, which is quite exciting. A little reminder for everybody to make sure that you follow us on Twitter using the TeachTechPlay hashtag of TTPlay, and follow us as well next Monday night, the 15th of August at 8 p.m. for the Twitter conversation following what you've seen on tonight's episode. Now, to get started, I'll kick over to Steve to say hello, and then we'll get our presenters to introduce themselves.
Okay, evening everybody. Congratulations to Dan and to Rachel for last episode, and I'm really excited to see what we're going to have on display tonight.
Perfect. Thanks, Steve. Now, I'll just make sure I share the screen to vote. So make sure that you do vote for your favourite presenter, and voting is open from tonight through till Friday. And that link will be tweeted out as well. So to kick off tonight's show, before we get started, we'll get everyone to introduce themselves. So Matt, do you want to introduce yourself first, and then we'll carry on? I think Matt's still just getting connected. We might go to you, James, while he's connecting.
No worries. Hi everyone, my name's James Colbert and I'm a Year 5 teacher at the Geelong College, and I'm going to be sharing some interesting and cool stuff about Rube Goldberg machines, so hope you enjoy.
Perfect. Thanks, James. I'm really excited to see and hear from you. I know I've been seeing all the great stuff you're doing on Twitter, so it's great to have you on the show tonight. Matt, are you ready to share and tell us a little bit about yourself? Just remember to unmute yourself.
Yes, I hope so. It's
Yeah.
very hot up here. It's very hot up here in Darwin. Things are malfunctioning. Matthew Jorgensen. I'm a teacher from the Gold Coast and currently working for Microsoft as a teacher ambassador in Queensland. You might know Megan Towns and Trent Ray, who are New South Wales and Victoria. My job's to go into schools and work with teachers, and I'm going to be showing you all something called Office Mix. So thanks for the opportunity.
Perfect. Thanks, Matt, and it's great to have you here. I know Trent and Megan did a fantastic job, and I know that what you're sharing will be a huge success for many people. And last but not least, we have Graham. Do you want to share a little bit about yourself? Just unmute yourself, Graham.
Can you hear me now?
Perfect.
Lovely, thank you. Sorry about that. My name's Graham Andre. I'm from a little island just off the south coast of the UK called the Isle of Wight. I work at Lanes End Primary School, Year 3 teacher, and it's party central where I live at the moment, so I'm a bit tired, but you know, I'm all right. I'm going to be sharing some stuff for Class Dojo today, which I hear that no one's heard about on this yet, so that should be good.
Perfect, thank you. Now, to kick off the show, we're going to change our order up slightly. So, James, are you ready to go first?
Yeah, no worries, Eleni. Happy to.
So let me know when you're ready and I'll start the timer and give you a 1-minute warning.
Okay, yeah, no problem. Let's go for it.
Off you go.
Okay, so hi everyone. I'm going to be sharing some stuff we've done about Rube Goldberg machines. So for this activity, we broke our children up into groups of 4. And we set about some tasks about what is a Rube Goldberg machine, who is Rube Goldberg. We also spoke about simple machines and how simple machines can be part of a Rube Goldberg machine. Very complex, but what we decided to do was to actually give the children some experience with some simple machines. So we used some Lego and Connects, which was fantastic, and we looked at forces and objects. What we then set about was talking about how a series of complicated or some little parts can actually, of a simple task, be very, very complicated. So what we did is we got the kids to plan what they think they would like to do. We asked them to grab a whole heap of stuff over the holidays and think about how they could present this. What we did is then we showed some things on YouTube that got their curiosity going. And when we did this, the awesomeness and the awe in the room was fantastic. The kids were so pumped. What we also did is we wanted to find out who Rube Goldberg was. So we gave the kids a project about deciding who Rube Goldberg was and then presenting it in any way they wanted to. What I've got is I've got some photos of what the children have been, what they created. So I'll put some up now for you. So I'll remember how to do this. All right, here we go. I'll go back a slide. So here you can see some of the machines, and looking at the simple machines, this machine was actually turning on the fan. So you can see the car going down the ramp, you can see the Connects components, you can also see that the tripod there, so the kids were filming. Pretty cool how the dominoes went up as opposed to just going down or across. If you look at this one, same machine, filming, not quite set up, but that's the process of how we went about it. This one here used tubing, used different levels of cardboard, connects, as you can see, some string, a few dominoes, but the activity there was turning on something through the funnel. And this is another one. This one was actually trapping a monster. So you can't actually see the monster, but you can see on the end, near the tripod, you can actually see where something will drop into that bucket and lift something up to drop something over a monster. So that's what the children created. In terms of assessing, it's really hard about how we assess these things. We actually came up with this really cool matrix.
1 minute.
This really cool matrix. And it had, as part of the project, they obviously had to plan, they had to blog, so they blogged about their experience, about Simple Machines forces. And this document I'll make available for people if they're interested, and they can use for their Rube Goldberg projects. It was a really, really cool activity. It was fun. The children had so much fun, and we had an expo at the end and where we invited the whole school, parents, community, and it was such a worthwhile project. The children learnt so much, and I'm really looking forward to doing it again next year. So there you go, Rube Goldberg.
Perfect, with 16 seconds left. Well done.
Thank you.
Right on time. That's absolutely fantastic to see what the students actually put together and how their thinking and process worked is quite phenomenal. I'm amazed with how they got it to work. It seems like a bit of fun, but did many of the students get frustrated when it didn't actually go to plan?
Lots of frustration, lots of really hard fun. So trying to get everything set back up, the dominoes were really, really challenging, but lots of retesting and redesigning, which was part of the process. So in the end, their plans had scribble all over them in all different colours. It was really an amazing experience.
Perfect. Did any of our other presenters have any questions?
I do.
Yep.
That's awesome. What did you file it under? STEM, STEAM, problem-based learning, or what did you wrap around the whole project? You know.
Yeah, good question, Matt. Probably a whole bit of STEM, I would suggest. Although there might have been a little bit of art in it. Some of the other activities involved drawing or paint or something like that. A lot of the time that involved pretty much one go. So if it didn't work in one go, there was a whole lot of reconfigurating and redesigning. But mainly STEM. In terms of the engineering of the parts, using the make-a-do for the cardboard was really, really interesting about how they made their shapes, connected their shapes, and we tried not to use sticky tape or masking tape as much as we could. So there was a fair bit involved in that. Yeah.
Okay.
That's important, I think, not to use too much masking tape or sticky tape. Otherwise, it becomes a big ball of it.
James, I'm really interested to know how the boys approached it versus how the girls approached it. I'm always really interested how the dynamics of how, boys versus girls approach, tasks as complex as this.
The boys pretty much, they had to go through a planning process first, so their plan had to get past me. But the boys very much just jumped straight into it and just tested a whole range of things. The girls were more methodical, tended to plan a lot harder. Were very critical in their thinking about different components of their machine, whether Lego was the best thing to use, whether cardboard or tubing or any other material they could find. Whereas the boys just tended to go sometimes for the easy stuff, the quick fix. The girls were planned a lot harder.
Interesting, very interesting. Well, we better keep moving, but I know I could speak to you all day about that. So make sure you do reach out to James and see how you can implement it in your classroom. I must say it's pretty risky to have that much cardboard and things everywhere in the trial and error, but it's always fun at the end of the day. So Steve, you're up next, and you'll be sharing with us tonight a TV studio with Touchcast, and I know your students have been using it quite a bit and doing some wonderful things, so I can't wait to hear about it.
I'm unmuted now. Yeah, I looked through the past list to see if Touchcast had been shown, so I was stoked when it wasn't, because it's in my top 5. So let me just share my screen here.
And let me know when you're ready to start.
All right, can you see my screen?
I love how you've got Frozen there as well as suggested apps.
I love me my Frozen. So Touchcast is an app that is available on iOS only at the moment. But basically what it allows you to do is to create a TV show.
We've just lost your screen.
Okay, let me start again. Technology is my friend today.
Oh, me too.
All right, we're back on?
Yep, but we got the video from Touch. No, you were on. I just didn't realize you're videoing from Touchcast.
I'm breaking the internet here.
Go for it.
All right. So you've got the different panels down the bottom. You'll see you've got camera, effects, whiteboard, titles, and something called VAPs. The great thing about camera is you can press on a button like this, and you can bring up a teleprompt. So the kids can put any text into this. And the great thing about this teleprompt is I can adjust the speed of it to play faster. I can get it to go slower if you've got kids who struggle with reading off a screen. And the great thing about the teleprompt is it's also located right next to the camera. So the kids are reading off the text, but they're actually looking right into the camera. So brilliant. I can take that on and off. I can attach more cameras. I can turn my camera around. I can talk over an image, which is pretty cool. I can adjust my color settings, which are some new features which have been done. But the features really that I love start as we move down to here. So often doing a green screen is really difficult. With Touchcast, it won't work this time because I don't have a green screen behind me. But all I do is I touch on green screen, I press the background, and then I can basically get rid of the green. And we've been using it with our kids to, talk in front of. I really should have turned notifications off. Talk in front of images, or talk in front of pieces of work. We've done it with narrative and things like that. I can add filters so that I can go back in time. I can get a little crazy, or I can even go polka dot, pixelated because I'm on Crime Stoppers. And it's really easy to drive it. The kids who hand it over to them and they basically can do all these functions in no time. Whiteboard allows me to bring up a surface that I can then do any annotation over, which is great if you want to do, talk about, how to explain a maths problem or anything like that. And I'm just going to turn that off. And excuse me. Oh, I forgot where my button is. Where are we? Oh, they've made some adjustments and I'm still getting used to them.
Done at the top right-hand side.
So where are we?
That,
Oh, nope.
no.
Go back. Where am I? Save and clear board. Hang on, go back. I'll start again. Do not save. Cutting into my time here. And the last thing is, second last thing, you can add titles in, which is great. So if you want to have a little
1
YouTube
minute.
channel, just type into this, so I can do just like that. I can add as many titles as I like, so I can add another one in there. And then what you have, which is really, really good about Touchcast, is you have one person behind the screen who's obviously on camera, and the other person who's driving it as a producer. And then the great power comes in VAPs. So I can add in photos, I can add in a Twitter feed, I can add in video, I can add in basically any content that I like in here. So if I go in and add a photo, let's say I want to add in, I want to talk about this particular photo here. It pops in. I can drag that photo anywhere. I can have it full screen. I can have it, basically hanging to the sides, and I can add as many VAPs. And I turn them on and off simply by pressing on the button. And then once I'm done, I've got an editor at the end. That's me done. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Steve, with the technical problems, even though it was me being silly and realizing that you wanted to film yourself.
Yeah.
I know that your students are using Touchcast for a range of things, and the way that they just pick up on it and are able to run with it is absolutely fantastic. I know I sort of gave it to my students and said, I'm sick of using iMovie, go and explore it, and it didn't take them long to work it out. And I think sometimes teachers, when trying something new, they have a fear, but it's quite easy to use, and put it in the kids' hands and you'll be amazed at what they can create. It's quite a fun and exciting tool with the backgrounds and every other feature it's got. Has anyone else got any questions for Steve?
Yeah, I've got a question. Is that okay? Is it free, Steve?
It is free, which is the brilliant thing. And I still, every time I go back into the App Store, I keep expecting to pay, and it's free, and it's been free from the start. It is only iOS at the moment, but Touchcast are looking to develop a browser-based version, and I think once they do that, it's just going to revolutionise, the way we create video, because you can interact with it.
Mm. Yeah, it's brilliant. The first time I've seen that, it's great.
Perfect. We'll keep moving on. So, Matt, you're next up with PowerPoint and Office Mix, which I know that a lot of people are going to absolutely love. Are you there, Matt?
Yes, I am.
Perfect.
Yeah.
If you want to share your screen and let me know when to start the timer.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Here we go. Okay, how's that?
Perfect.
All right, let's go. Okay, so I'm going to be talking about Office Mix. It's a great tool for flipping your lessons. There's a lot of parallels with what we just saw with Steve with Touchcast, but the thing about Office Mix is it works off PowerPoint. So everyone knows how to use PowerPoint. Everyone's got PowerPoint lessons, so it's really, really simple and easy to renovate your PowerPoint lessons into flipped learning lessons. And you also get analytics. You can get to see when your students log in, you can see if they've actually watched what is actually now a movie, an online movie. And there are also interactive elements as well. So teachers can use Office Mix in lots and lots of ways, okay? Especially flipping the classroom, so flipping a lesson or flipping part of a lesson, the 20 minutes of talking that you do instead of doing it at the whiteboard to dot points on a whiteboard. You can use Office Mix to turn that PowerPoint into something students can watch at home, or if they're sick, they can watch it at any time, or they can watch it when they come to class. So there's lots and lots of different ways to use Office Mix, and don't forget your students can also use Office Mix. Office Mix is free. It's available from mix.office.com, and it's only on Windows devices and for PowerPoint 2013 and 2016. So this is off the Office Mix website. As you can see, it's a free add-in for PowerPoint, and the mixes are now housed on the internet, so that they live there, so they're powered by the internet. That's what makes them interactive, and that's what allows them to collect analytics. Okay, so you can see there's a gallery there. I often grab mixes that are there because you can share them. Here's one at the top here, top right-hand corner. You can see by Trent Ray,
Sorry,
which is quite popular.
Matt. Sorry, I've paused your timer. We've just got the front slide.
Oh, okay. All right, I have to go.
Yeah, maybe just go through the slide. Yeah, go through that
All right, I
way.
have to go this way. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Okay, so this is what I
I'll
was saying before.
refresh. I'll give you an extra minute.
Oh no, I'll lose tonight then. Give me an
No,
extra
you
minute.
won't. You'll be fine.
Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, so those are the dot points I was talking about before, the different parts of Office Mix that I'll show you, the ways that teachers can use Office Mix, lots and lots of different ways, as I spoke about before. So here is Office Mix website. You can see free download, get Office Mix at the top. There is actually a gallery there. You can go and, if people share it and make them open and free, you can download and remix those mixes. Here is the gallery example, and as I was saying before, you see up the top right-hand corner we've got Trent Ray, one of our teacher ambassadors, and you can see it tells us how many times it's been watched. 3,200 times that one has been watched. I think about 3,000 has been me showing people. But now we go in there, you can see these are the original slides of the PowerPoint, but when you play Office Mix, it's actually like a video. Okay, and you can see on this slide here that down the bottom I can hover along to see where I'm at with that video, and you can see the little lines that separate the slides. And right at the end, you can see that there are little squares. That's where you can add quiz questions. So really quickly, Office Mix sits in the ribbon up the top. It's an add-in. You can see you can add a slide recording, just like what we saw in Touchcast a little bit, where you can record over the top of the slide, and you can add inking. And you can also add a little webcam, as you can see this lady in the corner, top right-hand corner. You can add a webcam, which you can move that window all around on the slide if you like. And you can see we've got the inking there as well. In the top right-hand corner, you can see that there is a little audio file sitting there as well. So you don't have to have video if you're not comfortable. You can have just audio narration over the top with your inking. You can actually add apps, videos, quizzes, Khan Academy, lots and lots of different things. You'll note that there are also simulations there for science and maths. So your kids can watch a video, read something on the mix, and then do a quiz question just to check for meaning. And here's a bit of an example of a quiz question, really simple and easy to set up. This is a multi-choice one. You can also do screen recording, so throw away Camtasia. You don't have to use the Camtasia anymore. You don't have to pay hundreds of dollars for screencast technology. If you're doing that, you can use Office Mix.
1 minute.
You can do a screen recording of any other screen that you're watching. Really simple and quick. You can see I haven't gone outside of Office Mix yet. You can take a screenshot. Now this slide looks a little bit complicated, but it's the same ribbon done 4 times. Everything's done inside Office Mix, inside PowerPoint. Upload to Mix. You can export to a video file. Everything's done inside Office Mix. And if we look here, you can see when I'm sharing, I've got lots and lots of different permission levels. So only you to private, all the way to public, and people adding comments. And then we can go up and upload it, and then you can see who's watched the slides. You can see your class, you can capture their names, you can see how much time they've spent on each slide. And you can look at those analytics to see if they've engaged with what you've sent to them. Office Mix has got a lot of support. So this is mixforteachers.com. Lots and lots of mixes you can watch to find out how to use Microsoft Office Mix. Thank you very much.
Perfect. 6 seconds to go.
All right.
Thanks, Matt. I know that I've played with Office Mix a little bit, and it's absolutely fantastic. The way that you can also give feedback back to your students through it. I've used it in that sort of flipped way as well, where on top of their PowerPoint you can just annotate and it records over it, which is great. Then they can go back straight away and make changes. Has anyone else got any questions for Matt?
Yeah, I got a question for you, Matt.
Okay.
Yeah, my students at the moment are doing a lot of work on Scratch, and we're trying to come up with a way that they can actually screencast what they're doing in Scratch as part of their assessment, so they can talk about how they've created their games. Would this be something that's really worthwhile?
If you've got a Windows device?
Yep.
Computers, yeah, for sure. So you can use the screen capture tool. They can record themselves playing Scratch or looking at the code, telling you why they've done certain things, but they can also take screenshots of the code and maybe draw lines, denoting, inking,
Yep.
annotating on different parts of the code to say, hey, this is where I've taken that really long script and just made it into a loop, and this is
Yep.
where I'm showing that learning.
Terrific.
And so yeah, short answer is yes, in a couple
Awesome.
of different ways. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Matt, one question for me is, in terms of the multiple choice and polls and stuff like that, are they looking to develop more things in there? Because I absolutely love those features. Just wondering if there's more being developed.
Ooh, I don't know. I would, it's still a fairly new product. Around 2 years old, and not even just sort of out of that sort of testing phase and so on. So they're certainly taking on a lot of questions. So you can give feedback really easily. And I have heard talk of being able to link the quiz questions with maybe Microsoft Classroom and different things like that. But it's really hard to tell what's going to happen, because these things are just so easily grown. And one day you'll click on update, and all of a sudden you've got some new features. So at the moment, there's as you said, there's 3 types of questions, and then you've got a poll that you can do as well. And hopefully, they will build a bit more agility and a bit more breadth in the features in there. So short answer, hopefully yes.
And I know, Matt, you were saying to me before the show that I was hoping that a Mac version would come, but we don't know yet. So at the moment, it's only available on Windows devices. So Mac users out there, it might be time to switch to that Surface Pro that you've always wanted.
Yeah. So it is a really often asked question, and I think Mac users are asking for it, and hopefully before long we'll have the ability to do mixes on a Mac. Yeah.
Fingers crossed. So next up is me, and I will be sharing a little bit regarding Olympics today. So I'll just share my screen and I will get started. Alrighty, so the first thing I'm going to share with you all tonight, I better start my timer, otherwise I'll get in trouble for cheating, is...
1 minute, 1 minute.
1 minute? What? No. Is Sphero Olympics. Now, this was created by Nathan Jones, and we've had him on the show numerous times, and this is an iBook that he has created linking using Spheros to the Olympics. So the book looks something like this, where you can go in and it provides students with an explanation about the Olympics and the apps that you need, and you have a little opening ceremony, and there's a whole range of activities that you can do, a whole lot of fun activities linked to the Olympics. I know my students started it today and they are absolutely loving it. So there are a whole range of things, from the opening ceremony where the students code the opening ceremony to 5 different events of a chariot race, a speed and distance race, a Sphero swim, long jump, and Sphero soccer. So in here, what Nathan has done is he has created all the resources, interactive videos, and equipment required, which provides students with absolute... It's fantastic. My kids went crazy for it today, pretty much. So that's one idea related to the Olympics, since it is currently on. The other thing, which another group of fantastic Aussie educators have created, and that is our Aussie Phys Ed group. They have created a whole range of materials for sports activity and games that you can play related to the Olympics. So these guys, actually jumping ahead, will be taking over TeachTechPlay next month for an Aussie Phys Ed special. So these guys have put together this absolute fantastic resource, which we will be tweeting out, with games and activities that you can incorporate, linking the Olympics into sporting and games. So as it is, I'm not going to scroll through the whole thing because there is hundreds of games here, but both are free and accessible to you to use, and just creating a bit of fun. There's so many great resources out there, but I just wanted to showcase Aussie educators who have done something a little bit different and a little bit fun for the Olympics, and go Australia. So that's me done. I was nice and short and easy, so I'm in at 20. But has anyone else been using them? Any of the resources?
Yeah, I've been using them, Eleni, using the Sphero Olympics, and we've been using them as we've been doing warm-ups for them, and they are fantastic.
Yeah.
Nathan's put a huge amount of work into them, and they're really, really fun. The kids just want to do more. It's really exciting.
Yeah, I had to link mine to our current unit, and we're doing measurement, which wasn't very hard to do. So, yeah, everything's linked to our maths unit this week. So, although today, being girls, creating their character for the opening ceremony took longer than it needed to, so I've got to speed them up tomorrow. But, yeah, really excited. The ideas, they're like, what, how are we going to do that? And I was like, just wait and see. And you know, it's bringing in that the coding and linking everything into the Olympics, which is always a bit of fun every 4 years. Anyone else? No. And our final presenter, last but not least, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
Don't forget to at the end of this, you need to vote for everybody. So I'm not taking it very seriously, of course, this voting business, but I would like to offer everybody a virtual celebration chocolate. I'm not trying to bribe anyone at all, Right.
You're the first person who's done that.
Bribery and corruption. That's like if it works. Okay, I'm going to be talking about Class Dojo today. So I'm just...
Oh, you've just muted yourself. There we go. I can hear you again.
Thank you. Right, if you haven't seen Class Dojo before, basically it's at its basic level, it's a reward system. It's free, it's an app for the iPad, but it's also online for normal PCs and Windows as well. And we've used it in our school for about 2 years across the whole school. It's brilliant because it keeps evolving each time. Like I said, it's simplest is just a reward system. I'll just go quickly through and show you. This is my previous class. Of course, we're on our summer holidays at the moment, so all of these are my lovely children. They've been reset to 0 for the summer. Like I say, as it is, it's a reward system. So if lovely Emily comes in here and she's done something really well, you can then give her dojo points for different things, and these are all editable too, so you can change if you're doing good etiquette, if you're looking at etiquette in school, you can change that, or you can have it something different. There's also a needs work one, which we don't use very often. I don't often take points away from the children, only if they are using this. So if you look here, we've got the shopping list. So lots of people use it in different ways. So some teachers in my school, what they do is the children get to a certain level, and then at the end of the half term or the end of the term, they can have a party if they've got so many points. But I like to use a shopping list. So when my children get points, I'll show you an example. This is from my website, the Numeracy Shed, which you can see the address bar up there, and this is editable as well. So the children can then go up to this is on my cupboard door, and if they feel that they want to spend some of their dojo points, they can. So actually the most popular one on here is reading a book to a class, or to go and read a story to a younger brother or sister, which is quite nice. And of course, we got that the children going down and looking after their younger siblings and things. Also, and this has been massive in our school this year, is we've got something called the school class stories. There's a school story and class story, and basically what happens is you can send pictures home to parents, and this is when you've got all your parents linked. This is a bit like a Facebook, but only they can see it. So this is, and what I've done this year as well is I've asked parents, and this has come to me during the summer holidays, this one, is to keep sending me pictures so that I can put them on, so that when the children come back in September, there's something for them to talk about. But it's also made a really good link, because what's happened is parents that aren't able to come into school to see what's going in so often, they can actually see what's going on. So you can so these are all pictures from home, from over the holiday, of different things that the children have done. So it's nice that their peers and I can see, and when we go back to school we can have a little talk about it and celebrate what they've done. So work they've done at school, things that they've done at home, with lots and lots of sharing. You can also do short 15-second videos. Thank you. I was away with the year 6s for an excursion, so what I did was I sent some pictures to my children to tell them that I was all right, and they sent pictures back to me to show there I am saying that I missed the children, and they sent pictures back to me to say that they're all right, and things are fine. What's been brilliant about it is because we've got this link with school, we don't often get parents coming in saying what's going on, what's happening in school, we don't know. You can also send messages to parents as well, so if you can send messages to all parents, so this has been a godsend for me because sometimes I forget things, I'm a bit scatterbrained, so I just send a quick reminder to say, look, tomorrow on Friday, transition days, you need to take your lovely children straight to their new class in the morning. That message goes out to all the parents, so the parents then know what's going on. There's also a whole school story as well, so anybody in school can send out. So this is our head teacher. Recently, our children went down to the UKSA, which is our local sailing centre, and they were part of a TV programme that was being filmed, and then that's sent out to the rest of the school so they can see what's going on. Class Dojo is brilliant. There's loads of new things going on. There's actually a student story, which is the newest feature where children can upload their own work using QR codes, etc., and share with everyone else. Also, my head teacher, hope you can see this, when we have a celebration assembly, every child gets celebrated in class. They get 5 Dojo points. They get like a little credit card, which then goes into their teacher, and they can go there. If you've got any questions about Class Dojo, please ask on Twitter. It is Brill. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, Graham. I know I've used a little bit of Class Dojo at my previous school, but I haven't actually used it at my current school. But is anyone else using Class Dojo? No. I know that it is a big hit. I know a lot of people love it. So it's great that you were able to share it tonight because I know no one has actually shared it before.
Thank you.
Just with the stories part, can the parents see everybody's, or can you send can you only send specific things through messages to the parents?
Well, you can do both ways actually. So you can send. What I often do is if there's a celebration assembly in school or whatever, and the child's parent can't come in, I will take photos and then just send those directly to just that parent. But you've got both there. So you can share with the whole class with all the parents, or you can share with just individual parents. So yeah. Goes straight down. It's brilliant.
And Class Dojo is free?
It's free, yes. There's some, so I didn't mention it, but there's some brilliant mindset videos as well, which are really, really great, which they've created with, I can't remember the name of the lady, the mindset lady that really talks about growth mindset all the time.
I know who you're
and they're great too. Yeah. Yeah, it's brilliant. It's brilliant.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I've got one. Graham, how long did it take you to sort of educate your parents on how to use it?
Do you know what? They've been really good with it. I think because they're so used to things like Facebook and not so much Twitter, but they are used to the Facebook sort of setup. They've really latched on to using it really well. We've got most of the school now. Most of our parents are actually using it. And we've had no problems with it at all. They love it. My children, we went off to Liverpool to speak to Tim Peake, which for us was a huge thing. It's like a 7-mile journey for our 7- and 8-year-old children. But we had that constant contact with the parents. They were worried about their kids going away. They'd never left the island before. But because of that constant contact through Class Dojo, they were so happy. But yeah, it's worked brilliant for us.
And Matt, you had a question?
Oh, just a comment. It was great to see some of those really positive sort of rewards that the kids chose that you spoke about. That sounds really great, like going to read to a younger sibling and that sort of thing.
Yeah, that's worked really well. The shopping is quite a popular download from my website. Like I say, you can edit it and then put in whatever you like as well. You might want to ask the kids sort of thing. Actually, there's no homework for a week, which is 50 points. They never use that one. I don't know why.
Well, while you're talking about that, Graham, do you want to just share about your website? Because I know there are some fantastic resources there available.
Yeah, thanks very much. Yeah, I've part of the. I don't. You've probably heard of the literacy shed, which is Rob Smith, but I do the numeracy shed. I'll just quickly share the front page so you can see it. So there's this is the math shed, and of course what I try and do is link in lots of the things that are current within children's learning and education, etc., to go with math. So I've just added lots of Pokemon Go math resources in there, which of course Pokemon Go is a new big thing at the moment. I've also just added some Roald Dahl is going to be our topic, and it's going to be a topic for a lot of our children. Because of its 100-year anniversary, so I've added lots of that Roald Dahl math resources. So I'm always constantly trying to add new things to it. It's free. It's always going to be free. If anybody's got anything brilliant that they want to add to it as well, I always take on other people's ideas and resources if they're prepared to share them. So that's the mathematicshed.com, which you can see up here, or the numeracyshed.com. Thanks for giving me the chance to share that.
No problem. And I'll just share the link quickly to vote. So make sure that you do vote for your favourite presenter of tonight's show. Yes, Graham has got his chocolates there, but no bribes. It is virtual, so you can't actually eat it. So make sure you do vote for your favourite play king or queen, since I presented tonight, even though I presented everyone else's things, which is always great. Sharing is caring. But also to remember that next Monday night we have our Twitter conversation following everything that we've discussed on tonight's show. So it will be a great one to share if you go out to your classroom and try something that was shared tonight, to come back and have that discussion. But make sure that you do vote. It is key, or every vote does count. And the other thing is that next month's episode will air on Monday the 5th of September, and as I mentioned earlier, it will be an Aussie Phys Ed special. So the Phys Ed teachers are taking over TeachTechPlay. I feel a little bit left out. I know, Steve, you've got a PE background, and Corey, who does our Twitter and social media during the show, is also PE. So I'm like the lone wolf who's got no PE background, part of the team. So make sure you do check that out. They are doing some fantastic things. So even if you're not a PE teacher, you can definitely join and learn something, because they are kicking some amazing goals. But thank you for joining us tonight, and sorry for the slight glitch at the start. Don't know what happened. We've got to love technology. It's always a blast. But from everyone here tonight, we appreciate you guys taking the time to watch the show, and hope to see you all soon. So thank you. Bye.
Thanks, guys. It was great. Ta.